go.
Hey, on this episode of How to Do Florida, get amped, because we're boarding everything from ankle busters to monster barrels as we count down our top 5 boarding activities.
Get out there, you have the time of your life.
And Chef Justin prepares a savory Florida fried favorite.
Oh, beautiful.
Work your magic.
Alligator bites and swamp cabbage slaw. Then Chad and the family go snorkeling on beautiful Lou Key Reef.
Come to the Keys, you gotta do this.
So get your baggies on and your boards out, because we're headed to the Boneyard on How to Do Florida.
Welcome to another special edition of How to Do Florida. You know, with over 1,300 miles of coastline, 30,000 lakes, Florida truly is a water sports paradise. So today, we're counting down our top 5 boarding activities. Coming in at number 5, one I'm still recovering from, skimboarding. Using aerospace technology, today's skimboard is a high-tech piece of equipment designed for lightness and buoyancy, allowing riders to not only skim, but also ride on the waves. So to find out more about how to ride the glide, my producer arranged for me to meet up with my skimboarding expert. His name was Roman Hagar. Hey, excuse me, kid. I'm looking for a skimboard professional. His name is Roman. He's supposed to meet me here.
I'm Roman.
You're Roman?
Yeah.
Dude, you're like a little toddler. Roman's no ordinary kid. This skimboarding phenom picked up skimboarding at a young age of 6. He's been treading the shallows ever since. Known as the Lord of the Board, he wins skimboarding competitions all over Florida.
We put our board down, we come back a few steps.
Okay.
We run, jump, and then slide. Go, 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 go.
If you're an older gentleman like myself, falling on a skimboard, well, there's nothing more humiliating, because you are on display for all to see. Unlike Roman, I'm an adult and not made of rubber. Everything in my body was screaming to not do it again. But with Roman's encouragement,
Believe in yourself, Chad.
I tried again. And pretty soon, I was skimming. It was time to charge the breakers.
He needs some work, but he got potential.
Coming up next in our countdown is an activity that's not just about catching the right wave, it's a lifestyle. I'm talking about surfing, and it's coming up at number 4.
We caught up with Erie Peoples. Erie shaped surfboards, but he also teaches beginners how to surf. We asked him to show us the fundamentals of surfing.
In surfing, the wider and longer and thicker the board, the easier it is to ride.
If you're a beginner, you need a big board. The bigger, the better. So
Right.
we've got a big board. The board is called Big Daddy.
You're gonna lay down about a third back from the nose on the board. You wanna have your head looking up. You wanna look where you're going. You wanna keep both of your feet together, right line, like you're just an Olympic swimmer, streamlining. Then, once you feel the wave kind of get you and you're picking up a little speed, you almost want to do a push-up. As you go to your push-up, you're going to pull your front foot straight under your body, turn your hips as you come up, and stand and keeping a nice, low,
Kinda like
almost a
this.
karate-looking stance, like a surfer stance,
Like
we
this.
call it.
Only after a few hours in the water, you'll understand why surfing is such an addicting sport. You'll also notice what a great workout surfing is as well.
Joe, what's it like being able to share something you're so passionate about with your kids?
Being out in the water with them and spending time with them, it's great, because you're in the water, they're in the water, you're having a great time, and you know, it's something you can get really close with them, and it just makes you feel really good, you know, when they're super stoked out, or you know, they had like the best ride ever, you know, it's pretty amazing.
Come to the beach with your family, rent a surfboard, get out there, you have the time of your life. Coming up, we'll continue our countdown as we break into the top 3 Florida boarding activities. Don't go away.
Up next, hey, don't back down yet, bros. The bunnies are watching.
Here we go.
We're counting down our top 5 boarding activities.
You better hold on. It'll take your breath away.
And still to come, Chef Justin goes Gator-rama with a delicious fried Florida favorite.
We are gonna cornmeal fry some Florida alligator today.
And later, Chad and the family snorkeled the pristine Lukey Reef just south of Big Pine Key.
To see the kids experience that for the first time is pretty neat.
It'll be gnarlicious.
We're counting down our top 5 boarding activities. Next on our list is the most fun you can have with a boat, rope, and a board. I'm talking about wakeboarding, and it's coming in at number 3.
Check out any given lake in Florida, and you're likely to see wakeboarders attacking the wake. One of wakeboarding's true legends is 4-time world champion Sean Murray. We caught up with Sean, or the House of Style as he's known in the wakeboarding world, at beautiful Lake Eola in downtown Orlando for some wakeboarding 101.
So you've been doing this for a long, long time. You've made a living doing this. What would you suggest somebody who just wants to get into wakeboarding? Where should they start?
What I would suggest is going to OWC. It's the Orlando Water Sports Complex. What it is it's this cable system that pulls you around a lake.
Check this out.
Whether you're a beginner or a pro like Sean, the Orlando Water Sports Complex is a boarder's paradise. Using a cable system rather than boats, riders can test their skills while being pulled around the lake at a speed and skill level set to their ability.
It's like awesome.
For the riders that embrace wakeboarding, it's more than just a water sport, it's a lifestyle.
What's cool about wakeboarding is the friend atmosphere because it's a very social thing. Everybody's having a good time, everybody's encouraging each other.
From the pristine natural beauty of Florida's lakes to the thrill of riding on water, wakeboarding is the coolest way to do Florida.
I dare you to try it and not get addicted.
Hey, coming up next is an activity you can do in almost any body of water. Coming in at number 2, paddleboarding.
With its ancestral beginnings in Hawaii, paddleboarding is one of the hottest new water sports around. All you need is a board, paddle, and before you know it, you can explore pretty much any lake, river, or even ocean here in Florida.
Here we go.
Casey and I met up with Chris Levins, a lifetime water sports fanatic. Chris lives for paddleboard surfing and long-distance paddleboard competition.
The beauty of paddleboarding is that you can get to, kind of be a kid again, go out and explore these different environments, and Florida has a lot of different ones to offer.
It was time to explore the mangroves. This protected area is home to all kinds of gorgeous wildlife and is a very precious part of the Sarasota Bay ecosystem.
Chris, this is just absolutely one of the most amazing environments I've been in. I just can't take it in enough. I mean, it's really, really, really special place back here.
When you first stand up on the paddleboard, you'll see why this sport has become so popular. The feeling of standing on water and being able to peer into an underwater, undisturbed world is truly an exhilarating experience and will have you coming back time and time again.
That's a wrap.
She says that's a wrap.
We've made it all the way to number 1. Harnessing the power of the wind, our top activity is an extreme sport, not for the faint at heart. Coming in at number 1, I'm talking about kiteboarding.
Sliding at speeds up to 45 miles an hour and flying over 40 feet in the air is what kiteboarding is all about. Kiteboarders are popping up all over Florida, and it's even being considered as an Olympic sport. We caught up with JP at a kiteboarding event at Crandon Park on Key Biscayne. JP is a lead instructor for Miami Kiteboarding and has been doing it for over 10 years.
I grab onto my bar. You'll notice the kite isn't fluttering.
My head was spinning a bit as I struggled to absorb JP's instructions.
Go, go, go.
After multiple attempts, I finally got up for a few seconds and got a taste of what it feels like to kiteboard.
Yeah! Be pumped, man. Be pumped. That's good. Nice job.
When that wind grabs you, you better hold on. For those of you who want to try kiteboarding, I highly recommend getting professional lessons. It'll be money well spent. It's an exhilarating feeling having the wind just pull you up out of the water like that. It'll take your breath away.
It will.
Up next, Chef Justin fries up some scrumptious and sumptuous gator bites.
Florida fried gator.
And later, Chad and the family snorkel one of the most beautiful reefs in the Florida Keys.
This is basically the American Caribbean out here.
What the heck? You gotta be kidding me, Chef. What do you got going on here?
We got cornmeal fried Florida alligator bites with honey mustard dipping sauce and a little swamp cabbage slaw. Chef Justin Timoneri here with Fresh from Florida, and we are at the awesome Long and Scott Farms.
Yes, we are, and we are working with alligator today.
That's right, we're going to be cooking alligator, except for I see you brought your nap chaps out again.
Of course, these are nap chaps. I created this little invention, patent pending, part chap, but mostly part nap. Wipe your hands right here when you're done. Fresh nap. He likes it, doesn't want to admit it. He wants one, okay? All right. What do you got for us, Chef?
Okay, we are gonna cornmeal fry some Florida alligator today, and you know, this is the form that you're really gonna find in your seafood market. These are nuggets. They've already been tenderized. They're already cut into small nugget pieces, and these come from where?
Florida.
The tail of the alligator.
Oh.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
Okay, so we got some buttermilk here because we are going to buttermilk fry them, and we also got our cornmeal. Or a little bit of corn flour is a little bit finer than cornmeal.
So our wet and our dry.
We're gonna go dry, wet, dry.
Dry, wet, dry.
So I'm gonna get us started here on the first couple, and then I'm gonna let you go ahead and follow it up. So my gator nuggets into the dry first, then into the wet buttermilk. Yum.
And then back into the dry.
And then back into the dry.
And you could keep doing that, couldn't you? To build layers there?
Yeah, but we wouldn't want too many layers.
It's too much, right?
And then into our fry basket here. We don't want to drop these yet. We want to get a few more in there and drop them down in the hot oil all at the same time.
And our oil's on what do you got on?
About 350.
350.
Yes, sir.
And it's nice and, woo, it's hot.
It is. Okay, dry, wet, dry.
Okay, we're ready?
Yep, that can go ahead and go down.
Ooh, I want to
Put it in, put it in.
I want to hook up fry cam.
Oh, fry cam, yes.
Fry cam. You want to go basket cam?
Yeah.
Let's go basket cam. All right. And was cut to basket cam. And we're on basket cam. Oh.
Beautiful.
Oh. Work your magic. So we got our gator frying. What else you got in store for us, Chef?
That's right. Our gator is frying, and we're going to make a little honey mustard to go with that. We're also going to make just a little bit of some swamp cabbage slaw.
Ooh.
Yummy.
Hearts of palm, cabbage palm.
Yep. And I'm just going to cut these real simple.
Oh, can I eat one of these?
Yeah, you can try one.
Oh. Cabbage palm. Absolutely delicious.
Yummy. All right, we're going to put that back into our bowl. And then we're just going to dress this simply. A little bit of parsley, a little bit of vinegar. I'm using a little rice vinegar. Just a little bit of olive oil, some Florida sweet peppers, a little bit of red onion.
Looks really
and then
good.
some salt and pepper. All right, the fryer's singing over here. It's looking good.
I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing here.
Keep an eye on that.
Getting nice and golden brown here, Chef.
All right, good. So now we can just toss this together. Simple, easy. Pour it into our little serving bowl. So let's go ahead and make our sauce. What we're gonna do is a little Florida honey mustard. We've got a little bit of Dijon mustard going in. Just a little bit of mayonnaise. And of course, Florida honey. Get in there. And a little bit of parsley for color, of course. And a little bit of cayenne pepper because I like it spicy.
Right. I'm just so amazed at how he just, bam, sauce, done. And it's amazing.
How we doing? I think we're looking pretty good there. Pull these up. Let it drain. All right, we're gonna go for my fry basket. And then we can go ahead and plate this up.
Now look, I love what you've done here because you're really kind of classing up this gator a little bit here. I mean, look how gorgeous this is.
Yeah, absolutely.
With our fried gator, what a great combination here. Yum. And of course, it's presented just amazing. You wouldn't just put this in a basket, would you? You do it and do it right, Chef. Looks gorgeous.
There we go, another little color on that.
Whew!
And we're good.
Florida fried gator. And what's the salad here, Chef?
A little bit of swamp cabbage slaw.
Swamp cabbage slaw. Oh, yeah.
Florida honey mustard.
For recipes like this and many more,
go to howtodoflorida.com.
Up next, Chad and the family go snorkeling on beautiful Lukey Reef in the lower Florida Keys when How to Do Florida returns.
One of the most fantastic treasures in the Sunshine State is the Florida Keys Reef. It is the only living coral barrier reef in the continental United States and is the third largest in the world. These protected reefs and waters are a vast portion of the Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary, home to over 6,000 different species of aquatic life found in shallow waters within these precious coral reefs. I figured, what better place to go snorkeling with my family? So we hooked up with Strike Zone Charters at Big Pine Key, about 30 miles north of Key West.
Okay, guys, welcome to the Florida Keys. Everybody ready to go to Lou Key? Yeah! All right.
Just 6 miles offshore is Lou Key Reef, named after the HMS Lou, which ran aground in the Key in 1744. Lou Key is part of the Marine Sanctuary and has been protected longer than any other reef in the Florida Keys.
You know, one of the undeniably striking visuals when you're in the Keys here is the water. It is absolutely spectacular. It goes from emerald greens to deep blues. To see the kids experience that for the first time is pretty neat.
What kind of experience level does somebody need to come out here and do this?
You don't need much because it's just the basics. You just need a set of mast, snorkels, fins, and away you go. The fish will come to you.
One of the great things about these snorkeling boats, they bring everything for you.
This is your basic mask. It fits you nice and snug here. You put the snorkel in your mouth. We have snorkel vests also. It makes it real easy for you to hold up.
So it's a vest you wear, you can inflate it, gives you a little flotation.
Yes.
Name some of the species that we're likely to see down there.
Oh, Goliath groupers. You're going to see tons of yellowtail snappers, blue tangs, sergeant major fish. Occasionally you'll see a little nurse shark out there, but just a lot of color, a lot of fish, a lot of diversity. It's kind of like our own personal aquarium out here.
Finally, it was time to jump in. Here was the ultimate snorkeling experience, floating along, observing the colorful world beneath you and escaping from the realities of life above you. I've done my share of scuba diving all over the world, but I can't remember the last time I've seen so many varieties of fish in one place.
Whew. Yeah, come to the Keys, you gotta do this. Whew. That was awesome. Thank you.
Okay, little mermaid, let me have your fins. Come on up.
Oh, that was fun.
Chase, you see that big Goliath grouper?
This is basically the American Caribbean out here. We're 100 miles out into the ocean. We're nothing but a group of islands that stretch from east to west. And if you're here, definitely take up that opportunity.
It was so special to be able to share this incredible experience with my family. Not if, but when you make it to the Keys, you gotta check out the magnificent reefs that surround this gorgeous area. These precious coral reefs are one of the most biological diverse ecosystems on this planet, rivaled only by tropical rainforests. Many conservationists have spent countless hours dedicating their time to keep these delicate reefs thriving, not only for the thousands of unique wildlife that depend on it, but for future generations that will hopefully continue to enjoy and appreciate this rare beauty.
We have a lot of replenish zones in the Keys, a lot of sanctuaries in different areas up and down in the Keys, and you can absolutely enjoy those things that you may not see in other areas. And when you appreciate them like that, you actually have to walk away being some kind of a environmentalist or conservative about it.
This snorkeling adventure with my family will give us stories to share for years to come. I couldn't help but feel so grateful that my family and I could see the Florida Keys at their finest.
Well, that's our show. I hope you learned something, but more importantly, I hope you feel encouraged to get out and do Florida.
For more info on this episode, go to howtodoflorida.com, where you'll find bonus how-to videos and all of Chef Justin's yummy recipes. And be sure to check out our Do Florida page, which is our giant list of events and activities all over the Sunshine State. Yeah, you should check it out.
No banana hammocks at the beach. That's a no-no. I think that's number 89.
Testing 1 2 1 2.
What's that? I have to go to the bathroom.
You just said wax on, wax off. That's a direct quote from the Karate Kid. That is a classic from my era. Where did you hear that reference?
The camera guy just said it.
Part chat, part nap.
Yeah, right there. Oh, yeah, perfect. Yes.